आपका स्वागत है। मैं अभिजीत नंदी मजुमदार आपके सामने। आज मेरे साथ डॉक्टर साहब हैं, क्योंकि आज के दिन में कलकत्ता तथा बंगाल तथा इस देश के इस भाग में डेंगू की ज़्यादा प्रकट है। डेंगू के साथ साथ बाकी बहुत सारी चीज़ों को लेकर बात करें, क्योंकि हमारे मन में कई सारे सवाल उभर कर आते हैं सेहत को लेकर। हाँ जी, सेहत को लेकर बात करेंगे डॉक्टर एस.के. जैन साहब से। नमस्कार डॉक्टर साहब। डॉक्टर साहब मशहूर डॉक्टर साहब हैं और कई सारे सरकारी गैर सरकारी अस्पतालों से जुड़े हुए हैं। सबसे पहले जो सवाल मैं पूछना चाहूँगा कि डेंगू की जो बात किया जा रहा है हाल ही में, खासकर कलकत्ता शहर में जो डेंगू की जो विस्तारित प्रकट हुई है, इस पर सबसे पहले एक इंसान को, एक मरीज को क्या करना है?
डेंगू पे सबसे पहले क्या करना चाहिए? सबसे पहले तो यह है कि रेस्ट, और ही शुड कंज्यूम लॉट ऑफ फ्लूइड्स, दैट इज द मेन थिंग।
नो, उन्हें किसे कैसे पता चलेगा कि उनको डेंगू हुआ है?
दैट इज, यू नीड ब्लड टेस्ट फॉर दैट।
तो बुखार होने से तुरंत क्या ब्लड टेस्ट होना चाहिए? आप थोड़ा विस्तार से बता दें इस मामले में।
तुरंत तो नहीं, यू शुड वेट फॉर ए डे और टू and see how the symptom progresses, what is the level of temperature, or if you find any rashes or anything in body, or you consult your family doctor or local doctor. They will decide whether you should go for test or not. Then simple test, simple CBC, उसके साथ डेंगू NS1 antigen, they should do that all. And after, if it is positive, then we should take rest, plenty of fluids by mouth, and paracetamol, no antibiotics needed. Main thing is the fluid intake, that's the main thing. And you need regular blood test to see the platelet count. If platelet count falls below 10,000 or 10,000, then you need blood transfusion, platelet transfusion. That is, then you need hospitalization also.
डॉक्टर साहब, इसमें एक सवाल आता है, उभर कर आ रहे हैं कि डेंगू से लोग भय में,
हाँ,
लोगों की भय है कि आज के तारीख में अगर हमें बुखार आ जाता है,
हाँ,
लोगों के मन में ये है कि हो सकता है डेंगू हो गया है। तो इस डेंगू के ऐसे एक रोग है जहाँ से लोगों की मृत्यु हो सकती है, या लोग ऐसे ही इसका ट्रीटमेंट हो सकता है?
लोग पैनिक कर रहे हैं, मृत्यु जल्दी से ऐसा कुछ होता नहीं है। इफ़ यू टेक लॉट ऑफ प्रिकॉशन, देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम। I told you, if the platelet count goes below 10,000, then it's a danger. Otherwise, no problem. You should take a lot of fluids by mouth, take rest, that's all. And paracetamol for fever, and normal diet.
और पानी ज़्यादा पीना चाहिए।
पानी ज़्यादा, liquids ज़्यादा. If you are hospitalized, we give IV fluids, lot of IV fluids we give. If you find that there are some unusual symptoms, or if you are having a lot of temperature, high temperature, and if your doctor decides that he should be hospitalized, then you should get yourself hospitalized for 2-3 days till your recovery. And nothing to worry. I have seen a lot of dengue patients. I never lost any patient, and I remember only 1 or 2 patients I needed to transfuse this platelet or blood. Otherwise, no. Simple treatment. That's the thing.
Simple treatment से डेंगू की
and nothing to panic. Nothing to panic. Nothing.
Side by side, there is another thing that I wanted to ask you is for good health. For good health, what are the basic things that a person needs to do? क्या करना चाहिए आपकी सेहत ठीक रखने के लिए, खासकर डायबिटीज एंड ब्लड प्रेशर? What's your advice?
For diabetics, you should have this avoid sweets, and there's a lot of fried foods and etc. Regular interval पे जो है, जैसे every 3 hours take something, and frank sugar should be avoided. And walking, exercise, these are the
दिन में
things.
कितना how much do you need to walk? कितना आप पैदल चलना जरूरी है डायबिटीज के लिए? How much do you need?
Half an hour sufficient. Half an hour, 45 minutes is sufficient. And for blood pressure, nothing to worry. You just see your level of blood pressure. If you need it, this tablets or medication, you should take consult your doctor and avoid excess of salt. Okay, but don't restrict your normal salt, because nowadays we find lot of person having low sodium, which causes a lot of problem, weakness, giddiness, everything. So I advise my patient to take normal salt, no extra salt, but even don't reduce too much of, because a lot of patients they reduce drastically taking, that is not good. And take your medication as advised by your family physician or doctor or cardiologist properly. That's all.
Is intermittent fasting good for health?
This is old saying, intermittent fasting always good, because particularly we Jains, we do in our religion fasting in between, and particularly ladies, that gives you good, nothing.
मगर सेहत के लिए ठीक है क्या? आप पूरा दिन कुछ खाना, you have no food for the whole day, then you have food for next day, then you have no food for another full day. You fast the entire day.
No, not like that. In intermittent, 1 or 2 days, 1 day in a month or 2 days in a month. That's all. Not regular.
Not regular. So what's your advice to patients who are looking for intermittent fasting? And second thing I want to ask about intermittent fasting is, how is it helpful for health? Because there are a lot of, I'll tell you why I'm asking this question. Because a lot of people feel that through intermittent fasting they can lose weight. But if you go without food, you will lose weight. I want to ask you whether this is correct or not. And in intermittent fasting, what are the benefits?
If the lose weight is not necessarily that intermittent fasting will do. Sometimes if you are suffering from hypothyroid, you will not lose the weight. Only exercise and doing particular exercise, avoiding fried food, excess of carbohydrates, excess of this fats, then you will be benefited. Fasting will, but I can't say, but fasting will definitely little bit help definitely there, because you that day you don't have consume any calories, which gives a body fat to reduce slightly.
So you recommend, if a patient asks you recommend intermittent fasting, which means fasting once a month or twice a month?
Not more than that.
Not more than that. That is what you recommend, but not exactly for losing weight.
Not exactly.
But to keep your body fit and healthy. That's what you are saying. The government yesterday mentioned, Union Health Minister Mansukh Malviya, that इसमें खासकर लोकसभा में उन्होंने बताया कि trans fat is responsible for more than 57,000 people dying. 50,000 people dying due to the effect of trans fat. What is your advice? How can we avoid trans fat? Because trans fat, I guess, is the same thing as when if you वो जो हम लोग भाजी कहते हैं कि you have fried food, and if you fry it in the oil more than once, then there's a trans fat.
You see, nowadays a lot of people take this samosa, fried food, bhujia, then this pizza, then this pasta. All these things causes all this problem. And Not only this problem, because this pizza and all these pasta, they causes pancreatic problem also, which I find in children. Lot of children suffering from pancreatitis after consuming this pizza and this pasta and all.
Which in fast food is
Bad, very bad for this health.
so what's your advice? You advise
Avoid fast food.
avoid fast food.
You see, every region, and what I find, if a Marwadi, if a Bengali takes Marwadi food, he will not tolerate.
The diet.
Diet. All according to the region, you find the South Indian have different diet habits. Rajasthan, Punjab, Gujarat, they have different. UP, Bengal has different. Bengal, Assam, every different diet. If suddenly, if you are given this for a particular Bengali, if a sudden this your Marwadi food, fried food, he will not tolerate. That is also one thing. Nowadays, this fast food is very common.
But that's not healthy, that's what.
That's not healthy. Not at all healthy.
So, and when we talk about trans fat, fuchka is a very popular item among basically among ladies.
Fuchka, I don't think contains so much of fat. How much fuchka you will take? You are not taking daily. You are taking all I think once or twice or thrice. Fuchka is nothing. But lot of people, particularly I know Marwadis, they take samosa, kachori daily, these bhujiyas. They have to.
These are things to avoid. And what about cold drinks? Do you think aerated, carbonated cold drinks, do you think this is good for health?
No, it put on a lot of weights. Particularly I know myself personally, I was only 46 kg weight when I passed out. After that I started consuming this Coca-Cola and these things, and I put on weight, and my weight increased up to 74 kg. Only with, I was taking daily 2, 3, 4 Coca-Colas and I put on weight.
So this cold drink is also an avoidable thing. I just wanted to ask you another thing where a lot of people, they have frozen food. Is frozen food good for health? Basically which you get outside. Say you get frozen food in a supermarket, in different market where you get it inside thick container, and you get frozen fish and you get frozen several items like the fish fingers and chicken kebabs and things like that, all frozen and packed from outside. They are all imported from outside, and then you just need to take it back home and cook it and serve it. So does these are all not fresh stuff. So does are these good for health? Is it good to consume these items?
Not regularly, in between. Sometimes you need it because of there are a lot of other problems. So you are not getting good, but not regular basis. These are not good.
Okay. So what's a healthy diet? I mean, if to your patient, what's your advice to your patient on a healthy diet?
Normal diet, your whatever you get in your home, like chapatis or rice or fruits, vegetables, curd, milk, and whatever normal. In between, sometimes you can have little bit of fried food also. That's a normal diet.
And how much of calories should you have in a day? What is your? I mean, it definitely
depending on your work. Depending on your work.
Okay, but towards a later stage, say beyond 50, when all this health problem crops up.
Around 2,000 calories is sufficient, not more than that.
2,000 calories is sufficient. So, lastly, I want to ask you, what is your prescription for a healthy life post 50?
Walking, exercise, yoga, good sleep, tension-free, control your blood pressure, control your diabetes, and normal food, whatever you get in the house. Avoid hotel food or fast food or all these things, that's all.
And when you say get some sleep, how much of minimum sleep is required for a healthy?
Minimum 6 hours.
Minimum 6 hours. 6 hours of sleep you should, and then apart from that you should live a nice little healthy tension-free life. Thank you डॉक्टर साहब, thank you very much. आपने सुना किस तरह से आपको आपका सेहत पर ख्याल रखना है, किस नतीजे पर पहुंचना है, खासकर बाहरी खाना, होटल के खाना और फास्ट फूड जैसे और कोल्ड ड्रिंक, ये सबको क्या करना है। मैं नहीं बोलूँगा आपको, आपने सुन लिया होगा अभी तक। डॉक्टर जैन बता रहे थे विस्तार से कि अगर आपको आपका सेहत को ठीक रखना है और आपको फिट रहना है तो क्या करना चाहिए। आप देखते रहिए एएनएम न्यूज़, और हर हफ्ते हम आएंगे आपके साथ इस तरह की कुछ खास मुलाकात।
और खबरों के लिए सब्सक्राइब कीजिए एएनएम न्यूज़, बेल आइकन दबाकर रहिए सबसे आगे।